Karen.
Yes.
I think I hear spirit calling.
Ooh.
And it might just be the great council of light trying to get our attention.
Oh.
Now, for you and me, it might be hard to hear the messages that the great council is trying to get to us. So thankfully, today we have not one, but two people on the show that have awakened enough to be able to channel the messages that we're so desperate to hear from them.
Yay.
And they've even created a community specifically designed for those that are ready to step out of their fear and live their soul's purpose. We'll hear all about the spirit calling with the Great Council of Light and the messages from these beings that are trying to get through on this week's episode of The Skeptic, Metaphysicians, starting right now.
My name is Will.
And I'm Karen.
And unlike Mulder and Scully,
we both want to believe.
So we've embarked on a journey of discovery.
We've talked to people deeply entrenched in the spiritual and metaphysical world.
We've thrown ourselves into weird and wonderful experiences. I even joined a coven of witches.
And wait, you joined a coven?
Yep, all in the interest of finding something.
Anything.
That will prove that there's something beyond this physical,
three-dimensional world we all live in.
This is the Skeptic Metaphysicians.
Hey there, I'm Will.
And I'm Karen.
And this week's main topic finds us in great company.
Yay.
Pamela Downes and Lisa Roche are psychic, intuitive healers and angelic channelers. They're also the founding partners of Spirit Calling, an online portal that offers a community for those who are on their spiritual journey. They offer classes from a curated group of soul-aligned practitioners and tools to help you heal your body, mind, and spirit. They also happen to be channels for messages from their guides, the Great Council of Light, and they deliver timely and important messages from the council to humankind. Welcome to the show, Pamela and Lisa. Great to have you on.
Hello. Thank you for having us on. Great to see you both.
Likewise.
Yes, it's an honor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we're very excited.
Let's just get the elephant out of the room out there. The Great Council of Light. Tell us about them.
Go ahead, Pamela. The Great Council of Light are our guides. They are a group of angelic, divine, infinite, intelligent beings that they consider Lisa and I to be a part of their group, and we're honored. But they literally have guided us to create our online portal, Spirit Calling, to help support humankind through their awakening journey. So we call them our board of directors, almost.
It's interesting that you both channel the same entities, because usually you don't find that very often. We had someone that channels one entity, someone that channels another entity. How is it that both of you connected with the same council?
So the council is above individuals, right? It's a collective of individuals that allow for a higher vibration of a message and urgency that is able to come through. So a lot of times people can connect with one, right? With one person, or I should say one being, one soul that can sync up energetically with their frequency and allow a transfer of information. We, after having done a shit ton of work, recognize that we're just part of them in the human form.
Yes.
Right. And so once you elevate to that point of understanding, then you're just like, okay, bring it. Whoever's alive right now in this moment, just bring it.
And also, we have signed up, in a previous lifetime to come here together to do this work at this very moment on the planet, in this instrumental moment of awakening and consciousness shift to do this. So there's that.
Right.
Were you working together before you knew that you were both part of the collective, or did you know individually and then you came together? How did that happen?
Yeah. So in 2020, right before COVID, I did a week-long plant medicine journey in Costa Rica with ayahuasca. And I had been on my awakening journey since 2008, 2012, discovering, trying to uncover, like you guys, everything metaphysical, everything otherworld. I was having lots of experiences with spirits and entities and other beings. And after my week-long plant journey experience, at the end of that week, I had this light come through my third eye, light up my whole body. My head was crackling, and I heard Your psychic abilities have been enhanced. Everything from this moment forward will be different. And then COVID happened. And instead of sitting in front of the TV, watching the news, getting sucked into that narrative, I knew it was time. I knew it was something greater. I knew I needed to go within. I started sitting and continuing the work that I was doing with ayahuasca. And then I started experiencing ETs. And then I started having all of these paranormal experiences and channeling the Great Council. I didn't know them at the time because I called myself the Galactic Hotel. There were all these different beings, all these different light languages, all these different frequencies that I needed to experience as I elevated and elevated and elevated to be able to connect with the Great Council of Light. During that time, I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard spirit calling. And I was like, and because I had been woken up so frequently in the middle of the night, I got up and I wrote it down. So the next morning I bought the domain. And a year later, I saw this little icon in a vision flying down on an iPhone screen. And I got up and I sketched it. And then I realized they were the same thing. And I kept hearing, you're to build a portal. You're to build a portal for humanity. There's a glass ceiling that's going to break. Something's going to happen. Humans are going to walk around and go, who am I? What is this world that I believe in? What does this all mean? And they need a safe space to land. And that happened individually for me. Meanwhile, Lisa had her own experience, which she can tell you about herself.
Yeah, simultaneously, I had already been working with private clients, helping them physically, but understanding that processing through the physical body was really enhancing your energy body and helping you strengthen that and clear that. And that was the process of removing ailment out of your body. So I had already been working with private clients when I decided to rebrand. And I saw Pamela's picture and I went, oh, that's the woman that's going to help me rebrand. There it is.
Where did you see Pamela's picture?
On Facebook.
Oh, is it one of those things like Facebook thinks you should become friends with this person?
No, literally, it was her new branding and marketing company. I don't even think it was an ad. I just think it was a post that happened to, I wasn't friends with her on Facebook. I don't know how it came up. It was just there as it does, right? Just showed up on my computer and I went, yep, there it is. I'm supposed to work with Pamela Downes at Rev to rebrand Nagari. Okay, got it. And I contacted her immediately. And
what was Nagari?
So Nagari was my private studio where I worked with people. And through that process of rebranding, I had done a real deep dive. I mean, who goes to a marketing meeting and sobs? Surely you're like, that's because pick out the owners and I never know who I am, right? And all of that. So from there, I was like, okay, this is actually a deep dive into my soul, like layers ripping with every hour long. And one morning I woke up and I heard, create a portal to save mankind, create a portal to serve mankind. And I went, wait, what? No, I'm working on a really pretty website. Create a portal to serve mankind. Got it. Check. And we had a meeting that afternoon. And I'm telling you, I was like, much like today where I'm sort of shaking. I went into that meeting shaking, not sure what to expect. And at the end, I was fighting back tears saying, Pamela, I need to talk to you. We have another project to do. Not quite sure what that looks like, but apparently it's a portal to serve all humankind as they go through their spiritual awakening and lean into their spiritual intelligence to help very rapidly build that level of and conscious awareness so that they can go live a totally different life and from there change the world.
And I said, I know what it's called. It's called Spirit Calling. She's like, I don't know about that name. I'm like, no, it's called Spirit Calling. I got the download. I got all of it. It's called Spirit Calling. And then we started, and that's how we started. And then Lisa, I am part of weekend. I was that weekend, and I was part of a global conscious entrepreneur community. I was, kind of immersed in that culture for many years. And I had met somebody that I was on a Zoom meeting, and it was a new member to this community, and he was up, like his little Zoom box was just bouncing at me the whole time during this meeting. And I knew there was something about him. So I asked him to hang on, and I said, I want to meet you. Let's talk. And I got on a call with him, and he builds communities. He was, instrumental in building and understanding the user experience and helping us create our community. So it's, everyone who works with us, everyone who Spirit puts in alignment with us has profound experience, has an up-leveling, has a shift that happens within them, because everyone on this portal is here to do this work right now at this really important time. And it's really beautiful to witness and to experience.
Mm. So then let's talk a little bit about spirit calling, since we're on that topic. You talk about building a portal to serve mankind. What kind of things can someone find? Like, why should Karen and I, who are in this space, who are trying to be in this space and help share the message, why should we become a part of this portal, of this community?
Because you're spiritually curious. You're metaphysically curious. You want to know what's going on. You're having experiences and you don't understand them. You have a community of people that are going through the same thing as you. You have a group of healers and practitioners that you can directly message and talk to, and they're there to support you. Lisa and I went through our awakening experience alone, and it was hard. I didn't have anyone to speak with. Nobody understood that I was, having these experiences in the night, or that I had questions about, Akashic records, or like, you go on this journey and you're devouring everything completely all the time, because you just want to know more and you want to know more. We put everything together in one place. So all you have to do is join and show up. Put your experiences in the portal, write them down. People are showing up to say, hey, I had that happen to me, or hey, I can help you with that. Right. If you're having a block, or you're having pain, or you're having, it's so, what do we say? All encompassing. Right. It's speaking to every need that someone has on their journey.
Is it like a social media platform? Is it videos? Mm-hmm. Is it audio? What kind, or is it all the above?
It's everything above.
Okay.
So the way that I approached this, and Pamela and I worked so hard on this, coming from a perspective of practitioner, seeing people who would walk in to work with me, and there was this umbrella of service, a level of service that everybody needed, right? You needed the appropriate practitioners. You could stop stabbing around in the dark. And that's good referral system, right? Who serves you best if you need something in person, one-on-one, private, that could hands-on even. But it's that special recipe that's unique to you of practitioner, tools, and education.
So it's like that.
From there, go ahead.
It's like the Angie's List for the spirit world, or for the
seriously.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever you need.
Yeah. Put some wings on that, Angie. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. So God, there's so many different directions, so many different questions.
Choose one.
So spirit calling, the Galactic Council of Light, have there been more synchronicities or more direction after you created spirit calling? Has there been?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So
there was a WWE wrestler. I forget his name. But whatever. He used to say, give me a hell yeah. And that's my answer to that, is give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. No, listen, we have groups within our community that are dedicated to delivering the messages that come through. So that's one thing that we have to offer is every day, all day, we are channels. We are open channels. So messages come in any moment, for anybody, and they just come streaming in, and they come in very strong. Sometimes they're for the entire community. Sometimes they're for the entire world. So we put those on YouTube, but the ones that are for the community go right into the portal directly to our community. Then we have a group that is Ask the Oracle, and you ask the question, I'll sit in a channel state and give you your answer.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Should we go in that direction?
I think we are going to go in that direction. Nudge.
Yeah. So I actually did want to go in that direction. However, before we do need to take a break. So we are going to take a pause, Get yourself prepared. When we come back, we are going to go in that direction. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this. Welcome back to the Skeptic Metaphysicians. We are talking to Pamela and Lisa, who are psychic healers and channelers and have created an incredible online portal, an online community called Spirit Calling. And before the break, we were talking about going in a certain direction that I am very excited about. So I'm not going to even mince any more words. The direction is, I guess there's a lot of messages coming through. The Galactic Council is knocking on their door, trying to get some messages out. So rather than waste any more time, Lisa, I'm not going to make you suffer anymore. What's coming through? What are you feeling?
I so appreciate that because it really is hard. It's like holding a door closed that a whole lot of people are trying to shove open. Okay, so where do I start? Will, let's start with you. So this whole COVID thing is a huge momentous marker in your life. It is rapid clearing through your body. It's what COVID's been all along. It's meant to burn through. It's why it causes so much inflammation. So wherever you're feeling inflammation, it's all rising up through your throat right now. It's, and that needs to come out. So when you cough, spit it out. Get it out. It's all of this energy wrapping up and around your left tonsil and then up into your jaw, left jaw. Sorry. So now I'm listening to you. I'm actually listening to you tell me to tell you where things are. Oh. So left tonsil wrapping up around into your jaw and up into your ear canal. So put a little bit of peroxide in your ear. Just let it bubble, bubble, bubble. And when it's done, will have helped clear that passageway for you.
Great. Okay. I have been having issues with my ears being completely clogged for a very long time. That makes a lot of sense. For those who are longtime listeners who are part of our community, you know that I contracted COVID while I was out a few weeks ago, and it's still burning through me. For those of you who didn't know, surprise, got COVID for the first time in Hawaii, in paradise. So there's pros and cons to it, but that's exactly what Lisa's talking about. So sorry to interrupt you, Lisa. Go ahead.
No, of course. Say thank you to it. Okay, say thank you to it because it's doing you a service. It's getting rid of all the shit that you should not be carrying forward with you. That's the elevation that's happening for you right now. So you got a very specific message that says allow for an extension of harmonic energy within your up leveling. Okay.
What does that mean?
That goes with a message from yesterday.
Oh, that's right. So harmonic energy, people try to find balance in their life, right? Family, work, spousal balance, energetic balance. They're constantly looking for balance. You've up-leveled out of balance and into harmony.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure I know what that means.
So, you're always, people generally start off looking for, well, I need to do 50%. Settle down, hold on. 50% working all the time, 50% living all the time, 50% doing my job, 50% with my family. This is now, how do I harmonize those so that I'm not constantly looking for 50%? 60-40 is good. 70-30 is good, right? 80-20, 85, right? It's all of these different harmonies.
Balance.
So listen to music. Okay. Listen to music and find those harmonies. Jazz music in particular would be really very good for you. It's finding that syncopated rhythm to find and it reprograms your brain. It's going through, it's going to help out with the COVID. The COVID is trying to burn through your ears. You can pull down on your earlobes. Sorry, I'm talking so fast. They have so much information. Pull down on your earlobes. It's going to open up both ear canals. That's what they're saying. Left needs some peroxide that's going to be in there that helps clear the energy. But then jazz music in particular with a lot of horns. So it's more like, what is that? Being in New Orleans, that kind of jazz music, right? The marching down the street that like runs through your brain and starts to wake things up.
It's so funny you say that because I just picked up New Orleans as a market in my day job. It's brand new. I didn't have responsibilities for New Orleans before, but now I do. So maybe sounds like
there you go. So if you can get into the area and participate in a parade, that's going to send the rhythm through your body and put that new harmonic in your body, and that helps you up level.
Yeah, you're scaring me, because it just so happens that I also picked up New England, and in New England I have a big 4th of July parade that I'm in charge of now coming up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's that celebratory music, right? It's that walking and finding the step will not be on the down. If you know anything about music, right? You're always looking for that.
Yeah, that's why they're telling you, because you do. Mm-hmm. So I keep seeing lines. And when you said, what is that? I keep seeing lines. And like when one is out of balance or one's wiggling out of it, it's like everything's going to come in. And it might sound weird, but they sound beautiful together. That sort of thing. Everything will come in and work together in harmony.
Yeah. Okay. So you can sit and listen to music, start tapping your foot to the downbeat, and then your snap will be in between. Go for the half beat, and then you do fun things and find the syncopated. It's I don't know why this is so important, but it is
because he can relate to music.
Okay.
Yes.
Karen, you're a little bit different. You're a little bit different. You are. This is your message. You are about to adjust to a new frequency to allow for an elevation of spirit and authority. So it's like you're stepping into a new elevation of power. And the best, right, what was scribbled here in like huge ass writing is energy for the elevation of spirit and abundance for all and an authenticity of mankind. So no small job for you.
Never right.
To prepare your body, there needs to be a little bit of work to kind of clear out any kind of limitation that's hanging out around the body. Okay. And that is right lymphatic system. Okay. It's all starting up here in your right armpit, which you can massage. A gua sha. Thank you. So I don't know if you know what a gua sha is. It's a slab of stone, really thin, curved in nature, and it's usually used for facials. Like it's really pretty. But you would use the rounded side and not so much the dip inside, but the rounded hump side to massage within your right armpit. You need to clear that lymph node in your right armpit. Okay. That's going to help open up the energy that's stuck in between the tiny ribs in your chest. Okay. You don't necessarily have to dig in here. It's more just go to the junction. They're saying that this lymph is your junction. Okay. You can smooth out the tissue like this towards your armpit, right? You can go from the center mark of the chest plate and massage out, but just make sure you clear through the armpit. And then it goes down to the right breast tissue for you. Okay. So keep an eye on that. I'm not saying there's anything scary. It just means it needs a little bit of massaging, maybe a little bit better support.
Okay.
Girl stuff, you know, here we go. Like more support. I know. I asked for but that's bra. Like that would be a side panel in your bra.
Okay.
Scoop and get that side panel up against your flesh. Okay.
Okay.
That helps support your shoulder. Okay. So right shoulder, any kind of tension that is running up a little bit up the trap here, up the side, but then going straight down. So rather than going up into your neck, it's going straight down and creating this circle of energy that's getting stuck in the joint itself. Okay. So good breast support, massage up there in the lymphatic system, that all to open up your heart meridian.
Okay.
You can help that energy along once you've cleared your right armpit by massaging your right pinky.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a milking, you know, like you would extract milk from a cow. It's the exact same technique. You just want to milk it and pull the energy line out your pinky.
Okay.
Okay. So then you can step up and rule the world. Do you think you can handle that?
We've seen the direction. There's been things that are happening in Karen that show us that, yeah, she's meant to rule the world. So it sounds like a lot of the messages that you're getting are somewhat medical in nature. Is that traditionally what comes through for you?
So what comes through for me is the frequency that you're capable of hearing and receiving in the moment. Right. So if I just said to you, Karen, you're going to rule the world, do you think you can handle it? If I started off with that of, you're in charge of elevating all spirits for abundance, right? And awakening all mankind. It's a little daunting, right?
Yeah.
Just a smidge daunting, so rather than completely overwhelmed, give the tools, right? So then I'm told, give these tools. They're very pragmatic. They're very 3D. Do these things for your body so that your body can then accept the frequency of serving all of mankind, right? That's how we make
Haunting.
are.
Yes.
But do these things, it's all of a sudden it'll be like, what? Yeah, let's go.
Well, that makes it really exciting. Karen, I know that you've got lots of questions because of what's happening through it. So does it resonate with you? Does what she's saying kind of make sense to you?
I mean, it's totally different than I don't even know what to say. But I need to. How do you spell that stone? Like, I need that information because I have not heard of that before.
Gua sha.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean,
I'm excited to put peroxide in my left ear and find out how that works out. So.
I know that's been fun for a while.
For a long time, yeah. Is there any coming through for our audience or anything that's for society at large that we need to hear?
Go ahead, Pamela.
Well, there were 2 messages that came through yesterday when I sat down to channel. So I channel in a different way than Lisa. I'm not a medical intuitive. The guides talk directly through me. So I can sit down and I can ground myself, and then I can call in your guide. And then they shake my head up and down when they're here. And then I feel their energy permeate my being. And then the messages start coming out. And I do automatic writing directly on a keyboard, directly into like a Google Doc. So that I do that. And then I also speak it, which I think you saw on the Nicole podcast when you saw us that first time. That was the second time I ever channeled publicly live. I did it on the podcast.
Wow.
But yeah, so I do that for our community. I have a group within our community called Live Channel Messages from the Great Council of Light. They are constantly sending specific messages just to the community, just to our healers and our soul leaders and our practitioners, just to members. And then there's messages that I send out via our YouTube channel that are for the whole entire planet. And they're, they can be heavy, but they are coming fast and furiously. And the guides, handle messages with kid gloves sometimes. And other times they're like, get off your ass. This shit's hitting the fan and you guys need to pay attention. I'm hearing. That's what's been happening. I mean, they've talked about world events that are coming. They've talked about a massive shutdown, a new current energy of currency that's to follow. I mean, they get very, very specific. You can see those on our YouTube channel. And I just try to honor them as much as possible to find the time. We're all busy, but to find the time to make sure that I'm able to do this. So yesterday I asked the question, what is the one thing that you would like to have answered during our conversation? And they came out with something I have never heard, never said myself before. And I don't know why, but they talked about dynamic intervention, which was like, what is dynamic intervention? So I asked that, and this is that they gave me this. And then I said, I need a message for Will. So I called in your guides, and then I channeled a message that's just for you. So, we're going to be transparent, and I hope that's okay, but you can,
of course,
edit out anything you don't want to be heard.
We're
okay.
Open. So
awesome. Okay. So I speak it the way that I heard it. So there's inflection in certain specific words for importance. What is dynamic intervention? The diagnosis of change within a person's energetic being is calculated by our guides, and intervention is obtained through the increased state of awareness, being enhanced and directly accessed through the energy field. Now, does that make sense to you?
It does.
It's interesting. Yeah. One is able to access, retrieve, and continue dynamic exchanges between carrier and the intuit. You are able to access and retrieve while simultaneously healing your body, mind, and being as a whole. You are not alone in your journey of ascension and awakening. This is for your community, You are here with us, and we are able to work together to retrieve access to provide healing and resolution of trauma and karmic pain. Forever, you are working through karmic pain. And in this point in your evolution, you will not need to work as deeply and as vigorously as you have in previous decades. For you are elevating at such a speed that your interaction will immediately be responsive. So to the people that are doing the work on the planet, to the people who have been healing their trauma, who have been releasing their shadow work, it's going to get easier and easier because of where they are at the specific time on the planet. An exchange of sorts, much like a battery and knowing of one near itself, the action of moving towards each other and dynamically inter and alter exchanges of frequency. For you are not alone. You are in a constant state of evolution, one of mind, body, and spirit. Go forth and speak of the portal and the exchanges of spirit and body. For you are here now to elevate the planet. You are here together for humankind. Now, I love them because they're like, here, go forth and tell everybody about spirit calling. This is what they say all the time. They're like, tell everybody about spirit calling. Or like, okay, we're doing it, you know. So that's to your community members too. It's like, it's to everyone. That's the big job at hand. Go forth and tell the place. It's interesting, right? And I can send you these for you to post if people want to read that again.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very cool. So here, would you like to hear the message for Will?
I would, but before you do that, I want to make sure that everyone knows, if you're listening to this, go to skepticmetaphysician.com, go to our blog. Once this episode is out, we'll put what she just read in that blog so that you can read it for yourself. Because I know for me, I need to hear it and see it a couple times before it actually sinks in. So we'll definitely do that. So now, I'm a little nervous, but
you.
I'm ready.
You're in the hot seat.
Pamela, real quick, just before we dive into that, this makes everything make sense, right? Your community are at a point where they're able to accept that there's a brand new way to heal, and that you don't have to suffer, and that you can actually do things very easily and very quickly. Right? What's easier than massaging your own armpit? Good bra.
Putting peroxide in your left ear.
That might be easier because you have to lay down. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But that's just it. Find the energy that is causing discomfort, because that's the energy that's holding you back from elevating.
Yes.
Right? That's what's holding you back from being able to raise your vibration and frequency to a level of complete and utter peace.
Yes.
And
so it's almost like, and I'm just internalizing it for myself, but for me, as I'm hearing what Pamela was saying, to me, it was more like, forgive yourself for the stuff that you have endured in the past. You don't have to suffer through that anymore, because you've learned the lesson and you move forward, and now you can elevate yourself.
Yes,
exactly.
And you literally just summed up your message that you're about to get.
Oh, nice.
Because I don't know. Okay, so this whole world to me, I'm still diving in and showing courage to be able to like put these messages out publicly, because I'm still learning it. I get like shy about getting so specific with things, but every time I just push and power through it, it always works out somehow. But they use words that, just like they use the example of jazz music, the music references, because they know who you are. They know how you understand and learn. They use words that will resonate within you. I always say, just take this for face value, what you hear. Open your mind. Don't just apply what you think something means. Go look at the words again, read it like you just explained. So I find it fascinating when they use specific words. They started out by calling you a dynamo. Now, that's not a word that I use either. So I think it's really cool. So they go from dynamic, they go from the dynamic intervention into dynamo. So to them, it's very, very important and strategic. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to get dramatic. Dynamo. Will is a dynamo. A dynamo. Oh, and one more thing. They did something different with me. They showed me things. They moved my head. They're getting very expressive. So I typed that out so that you could understand what I was experiencing while I was typing the message. Okay. use this word, they said, special in his ability to connect with others in a sincere and authentic way on the search for truth and discovery. He is to release the fair-haired one. Let it go, for it is not serving his highest purpose. It is the highest request that he honor himself and his beloved, for this is not his highest and truest calling. Be one with the ways of your future, Will. Be one with them. You have journeyed your entire life looking for answers outside of yourself, for you are to go now within your being. Search within yourself for the answers. Sit with yourself and look within. You are the keeper of all that exists. Assist where there is alignment. Then I am being pulled up and to the left. I felt like I was being pulled up and to the left. I felt like my keyboard was shifted and I was being sucked up and to the left. Then I saw a green light before my eyes. We sit around you, Will, in glory and gratitude for your work. Be it knowledge-based or wonderment, it is unveiling the truth. Slowly over time, each guest is triggering a stitch in the blanket that he is creating. Fear not, for there are many, many beings around you, Will, at all times. Do you feel us at night? Do you feel our presence? Then there was this green before my eyes. Now, this never happens, so it was really cool. Then I heard the word Gloria. I don't know what that means. And then I heard the word Peter. I don't know what that means. And then I heard the word Noah, one that looks for your attention. Now, that could be a guide. They could all be guides. To the left, there is one that sits with you, looking for your attention. As I turn my head to the left, there is a teal color there. To the right, there is white and yellow. In front, it is whole and good. Be strong and know that you have the strength to dive deeper. Elevating the planet with your soul's purpose of communication. The frequency of your voice tells all that there is another way of thinking, of being, of seeing, and living in this three-dimensional life. Now, they use that three-dimensional life. And then I went to listen to your podcast again last night, and you close out with that little saying all the time. And I was like, I love it. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
I gotta say, I'm struggling a little bit because I never want to show emotion that clearly, but I'm having a hard time fighting back tears for some reason. I'm looking forward to reading this message again because there's a lot that you're saying that makes sense, but people hear the message and they assume one thing when I'm getting a completely different message that makes so much perfect sense to me. So
yes, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I feel like there's a young boy and I don't know why or what that means. I feel like that's the fair-haired. It's a young boy and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a guide, if it's I don't know. So I can only tell you that. And I told Lisa that. And she was like, whoa, I don't know what that is either. So you take it and you make it what it is and look at the words and figure that out for yourself. But I'm happy that I could get you a message. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well,
It was exciting.
I've actually been on Spirit Calling on your portal and I saw, the very first thing that we should talk about right away, you actually have this downloadable thing, which gives you the top 5 symptoms for awakening, right?
Yes.
You download it and then all of a sudden you go through and you can check it off. So you know that whether you're awakening or not. And it looks like I'm about halfway there.
What are the symptoms?
Well,
Can you
so
tell us?
There's some of them.
The 5 are you're drawn to holistic and alternative ways of healing, which we know we are, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
We're sensitive to certain foods and chemicals, which again, we talk about it all the time. The inability to consume alcohol and drugs. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You can suffer from dizziness, headaches, and anxiety, and then you're less tolerant to certain people and behaviors. Can you say check, check, and check across the board? So if you're feeling any of these 5, first, do yourself a favor and go to their website. And we're going to add a direct link on our show notes. So go to skepticmetaphysician.com. You hit that link, go to their Spirit Calling website, and you can download this for yourself. So you can take a look and see. And then explore around because there's a lot that you offer. And I'm really looking forward to diving deeper into it.
And we offer 7 days. So you can go in and you can check things out and you can go see what's going on. Yeah, it's awesome. You have to experience it to understand it.
And there's two different sections. It's for people who are doing the searches, and then for people who are already on the path and are actually healers themselves, they can join your community as well in that capacity. So it's really interesting. Whether you are a seeker or a teacher, you got a place there. All right. Well, you have given us a lot to mull over. And if you get a calling to hear spirit calling, I would urge you to go to the website and figure out whether the portal, that community is for you. I would say if you're listening to the show, it probably is, because it seems that we're pretty well aligned in our mission. So is there anything that you're called to share with our audience before we leave?
Yeah. Thank you. It's specific to that. You're not crazy. You're not crazy for thinking that you're different from the rest of the world. You're not alone in what you're experiencing. It makes me want to
That's
cry.
huge.
Because I feel the sorrow and confusion that people are going through. And so when you're sitting in a bar and you're going, well, I don't feel like having a drink anymore, but everybody's doing it, so I want to fit in. It's those moments, sitting at a restaurant and everybody's eating all this fried food, and I actually am sick to my stomach looking at it, but I'll do it to fit in. It's all of those moments where you're trying really hard to fit in. Please hit pause on your life and discern for yourself what feels right, what feels good, what brings you peace. If you're among people who make you feel stressed, bring out your anxiety, then that is not bringing you peace in your life. It's bringing chaos into your life and getting you farther and farther away from peace. You're desensitizing yourself to peace. And that's the problem as a whole that humanity is facing right now. We've desensitized our reaction to peace. We actually think there's something wrong with us. Like, I'm so bored. I need to be entertained all the time. Sitting in silence, it makes me insane, right? I can't meditate. Well, there's plenty of ways that you can go about doing different things. Discern for yourself what makes you feel at peace. Like, that is a message that just keeps repeating. Typically, when there's a certain vibration that needs to come through on a certain word, that frequency, that word has to get repeated. So they keep telling me, keep saying peace. And the message of you are not alone.
That's the big thing.
Feel you resonate with being alone. You're
Like the
not,
battery. Yeah.
right?
Like the
They're telling
battery.
you- They're telling you that it's the opposite. Go for the opposite. If you tell yourself, I am not alone, then go for the opposite. I am surrounded. I am supported. And just start following what brings you peace.
Yeah, just follow the breadcrumbs. Just come over and just do it. Like, this is what I tell everybody. Stop looking at fear and letting it keep you back. Step over it, step through it, push through it, just do it. And you won't know why. You don't always have to have the answer. Just try it. There's fun there. There's opportunity there. There's excitement there. There's a whole new world, a whole new way of being, new friends, new everything. And that's what happens when you have a spiritual awakening. Isn't that exciting? Yeah.
No doubt about it. I can say from firsthand experience that it is a brave new world, and it's an exciting new world. Everyone who listens to the show knows how skeptical I was of all this stuff. But as your message came through loud and clear, every guest is another stitch in the fabric. That's exactly what Karen and I talk about all the time. That in the last almost 3 years that we've been doing the show, we've grown exponentially because the messages that we're getting from our guests are helping us. And from what we hear, they're helping others that are listening to the show as well. Thank you guys so much for coming and sharing of your expertise and your experience. Karen, you had something you wanted to say?
No, I was just going to say something that we do hear from time to time is people saying, thank you for making me not think I'm the only one that thinks this way, or not feeling like I'm alone. So that's a very important message to put out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a community.
And thank you guys for doing your work to help. Like, we're both doing this. We're all doing the same thing here.
Yep. We're all trying to raise the vibration of the planet. So thank you guys for coming on, sharing everything with us. I look forward to staying in contact with you, because I'm definitely going to join Spirit Calling, and I urge you all to do the same. We'll see each other there.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks for coming along on this journey of discovery with us. We'd love to continue our conversation with you on our website at skepticmetaphysician.com or on Facebook and Instagram under Skeptic Metaphysician Podcast. If you know someone who would benefit from hearing the messages we're sharing on the show, do them and us a favor and share the show with them. It will help get the word out about us, and it may just change someone's life for the better. And if you're listening to this on the radio and you missed something, not to worry, all of our shows, including this one, can be found at skepticmetaphysician.com, where you can also watch the videos, or you can send us an email or voicemail directly from the site. We absolutely love feedback and would appreciate hearing from you. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as we have. That's all for now. We'll see you on the next episode of The Skeptic Metaphysicians. Until then, take care.